Well, hello everybody. It is Wednesday, and it is Hammer Away time. That's what day it is. It's time for a vinyl confession, and most likely an integration. We definitely got to integrate a few things back in.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
So we got a whole new view on this today. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. That's like a whole other angle, whole other things going on today. We're just gonna kind of hang today. Hi. Wearing the Rush shirt today. That's right, from my buddy Guy. Farewell to Kings. Found out a long while ago that, not a long while ago, but a little while ago. Let's go with that. Yeah, normally you're up here, but not today. Today we're kind of in the midst of the mess and the what's going on. So, but yeah, not too long ago, found out my son told me he said his favorite album is Farewell to Kings by Rush. I'm like, that's my favorite album. So that was pretty cool. I'm just checking because I did a message out. Russ Ballard's brand new double album compilation. The new album that's a double album is called Songs from the Warehouse and the Hits Rewired, and it comes out on April 18th. So I'm really looking forward to that through Frontiers Music. Oh, and my dog just left. So she's a little under the weather today. I don't know if it's something she ate or what, but I was glad to be home today to be able to nurse her back and do the old classic fresh beef and rice to kind of calm her stomach. So she's doing good though. So far, so good. Let me see. Let's see. To celebrate, let's just read a little bit about this. Russ Ballard ready's release of new double album, Songs from the Warehouse and the Hits Rewired. This is by Larry Petro of knack.com. Pure rock. I'll just read this little part of it. Renowned rock singer Russ Ballard is thrilled to be announced the release of his upcoming double album, Songs from the Warehouse and the Hits Rewired, out on April 18th, 2025 via Frontiers Music. To celebrate the announcement, the new single and official video, Resurrection, are available today. So make sure you get that out there and check for that. Watch the video Resurrection. KNAC, let's see here. I'll click on this. La, 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 la. There it is. Let me see if I can copy that. Copy that, man. And I'll drop it right in here into the comment section for you, since that's some brand new newsage. So there we go. Check that out. Russ Ballard, a guy who wrote a lot of cool songs that other people did, and including Ace Frehley, New York Groove. So check that one out again, and you'll be like, oh, okay. On the Rebound is one of the tracks that he had written, and it was done by Uriah Heep in 1982 on their Abominog album. I've talked about that recently because of the cover, and just that's a great record as well. I saw them on the subsequent album tour, and called Head First was the record, and I've told you this before. Oddly enough, they covered Bryan Adams on that record. I don't know why. They didn't really have to do that, and it wasn't very far after the song had come out, and they did Lonely Night. So I don't know. It was a strange decision, but you know, Ace Frehley didn't want to do New York Groove either, but it netted him a huge hit. You know, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, Russ has written some other songs, but in fact, I was going to show you these for those of us who make compilation tapes. You know, we made our mix tapes back in the day, and then we made mix CDs and stuff like that. Now we make playlists on whatever streaming service you use, and but I'm trying to get in here because I want to see if I can put my headphones on while we're doing this so that I don't, when I walk away from my mic, it's not so bad. Um, but yeah, when we used to do that, um, I did it all the time. I did compilation tapes and CDs, and oh, there's my little girl who is there. She is. Say hi. She's right over there underneath the Packers. She's feeling better. Although she looks, she, whenever I gotta talk to her and I look at her like that, she's always like, gives me that very homely look. So anyway, uh, but, uh, but she's a good girl. Anyway, so what I did was years ago, I wanted to start this thing and called Cross Rocks, where I would do interviews because I was interviewing people from for the newspaper and things like that. So I was loving that, and I wanted to take it to different places. Now I use Crossrocks as um, a thing for this show when we do puzzles and stuff like that. But what I wanted to do was do Crossrocks because everything crosses over through rock music, and that was my forte. So I came up with this logo years ago, and then I came up with this, a Rare 80s AOR Tracks Volume 1, which a lot of it um, were some of those really cool songs that were like one-offs, like maybe I think maybe on this one or it's on the second one. We'll find out. So this has Mask of the Great Deceiver by Kerry Livgren featuring Ronnie James Dio. It's got Megaforce by 707, Rock and Roll Party in the Streets by Axe, which remember to check out their re-release of that. I have it on an album. I mean, it's decades old even by now. Um, but it's great version, has a great guitar solo piece in it that wasn't in the original. So do check that out. It's on the offering was the original. But this one, I think I got it on Loud and Proud. I think is that name of that compilation that came out. Anyway, Rock and Roll Party in the Street by Axe. My Girl, Gone, 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 which isn't such a rarity, but it kind of, once it was a hit, then disappeared from Chilliwack. Don't Pay the Ferryman. Everybody knows Lady in Red because it was in a movie. But Don't Pay the Ferryman by Krista Berg. What a great song. There's even a video out there for it. Also, it was covered by a band called Domain. So check that version out. Feel the Heat by Henry Paul. Another great record that just kind of came out and then just disappeared. Mama Let Him Play by Doucette. Battle Scar by Max Webster. That's one of those kind of deep tracks that back in the day, not many people knew about it. Max Webster with the members of Rush. Weird Science by Oingo Boingo. That was kind of the cool kind of mixed version that they did. Spies Like Us, Paul McCartney from the movie. Eye of the Storm, Had a Dream by Roger Hodgson. Driver's Seat, the extended mix by Sniffin' the Tears. Every Step of the Way by Steve Walsh, and A Certain Girl by Warren Zevon. And I don't know why that's kind of interesting. I just opened it up and my disc isn't in here, so I guess I'll have to reburn that. Um, so this is volume 1, but it doesn't have that song on it. That's kind of interesting. Is it on this one then? All right, so this has Right the First Time, the second one that I did, has Right the First Time by Gamma. End of the World by Gary Moore. And that's at the same point in time that Nuclear Attack by Greg Lake came out, which was written by Gary Moore, and Gary Moore played on that. This also has Cry by Godley and Cream. Go for a Soda by Kim Mitchell. He Don't Love You by Michael Stanley Band. So You Ran by Orion the Hunter. Why Me by Planet P, that's Tony Carey. Stars, Hearing Aid is on here. Russ Ballard, Voices. There you go. That's a great song. So you probably heard that one. That was one. He's released a lot of albums with these songs on them that he has written. A lot of them. But this was one that it actually hit and was on the radio station here actually in St. Louis and in my hometown. Stranger in Town by Toto. It's a great song. Just kind of, that's another one that just kind of hit for them and then just went away. Never Surrender by Triumph. Love that song. The Way That It Is, there you go, Uriah Heep. That is from Abominog. And also Oh Yeah by Yellow. Kind of an interesting last choice there, huh? Almost wish I would have had the Bitten by the Monster of Love on the end here. That would have been a really cool tune by Sparks. So anyway, Cross Rocks, some more rare AOR tracks, some maybe not as rare, but all the same, I love making compilation discs and everything. Uh, so what we're doing is we're going to take a look at some things that I picked up the other day. My dear friend and I went on a vinyl excursion the other day, like we like to do periodically. I don't like to do it all the time, then it's not so special. But then we'll go and get something for dinner and hang out and just have fun. Um, so the other night, I took my bag with me because I love this bag. Support your local record store. And this, I got this at a not so local record store. Now I know I've shown this before, and I really would like to see if I can find a vendor who makes these bags, because of this is great. It's one of those that it can fold up into itself, but look at this. The pocket into which it folds up in is has a cassette on it. Isn't that great? So you fold this up and then it tucks right into here and you can stuff this right in your pocket. So I'm eager to find a vendor that does these. Um, and I see right here on the side, this is done by, well, I don't know. This is like, no, that's a tag. That doesn't say anything about who printed them and did or has these bags. I'll have to look inside and see if there's another tag inside. But this is the name of the record store was uh, Velvet, and it says Good Music. So anyway, I took the bag with me and it was fun. Um, I did find a couple of CDs that sometimes I buy these CDs if I find them cheap enough. It's like anything else. If I find a DVD cheap enough, or a Blu-ray cheap enough, or vinyl cheap enough, even if I have it, sometimes I like to have an extra of it. And I'm going to show you these CDs. And one of them is something I'd love to have on vinyl. And I found it the other day on vinyl. And now it's the first CD that I ever bought when I got a CD player. It's the first one. It's not the first one I had, but it's the first one I bought after having one. So when I graduated from college, that's one of the things that I was wanting to have, was a CD player. And so I got it, and the Poison was the first CD I had because it came with the player. Um, but then I came down here to St. Louis, um, and went to Vintage Vinyl down in the Loop, and things have changed there, where they used to have all the CDs up front. I'm not quite sure where they all are there now. I think they're up on the walls and in racks, but I found Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien, there, and I found this copy, and it was $5.99, $6, beautiful condition, and you can't always find it with the original artwork anymore. They had to stop using the Silver Surfer artwork, which I used to think was John Byrne. I was just telling my friend about this the other day when I found this. I used to think it was John Byrne, and it's not. But it's got every indication to me that it is John Byrne, but it's not. It was a different artist that did it. Um, but anyway, I thought, you know what? If it's that inexpensive, I'm going to get another copy. Now, the same thing with this. I just showed this to you guys the other week. Is this RTZ, Return to Zero? I got this when I went to pick up the shirts and things from my friend, and he had a copy of this, and I said I will donate to the cause. I would love to have this CD. Um, and it was only $3.99, and it did. It comes from the I think it comes from the BMG. Yeah. Let's see. What about this one? Let's check this one out. No, this is the real deal. The one I got from my buddy, and then this one though is a BMG. You can tell because it's got that little box up in the top. So yeah, but Return to Zero with Barry Goodrow and Brad Delp in it. Great record. If you've never heard it, there you go. So now I've got 2 copies. What do you think about that? So anyway, like I say, I like to get them if it's cheap enough, then I can gift it to somebody. Although I have a good buddy of mine who's got an extensive collection of vinyl and an extensive collection of CDs, and he's talking about selling his CDs. So I'm like, well, we'll see what's out there and see what we can do for you. I mean, it's like there's just it's you just don't know what to do with all the music. I got a wall of shame right over there, and perhaps we'll get a view of it. Unfortunately, this cable doesn't go very far for this camera, and that's part of what I'm getting ready to do is take some video and stuff like that. Speaking of video, I wanted to share this with you guys. Boy, do you guys ever, I get a bunch of calls. God, I either get crap calls or, well, I get a call from somebody that I think I know who it is, but right at the most inopportune moments. Let's see here. This is something that I found that I just wanted to check out with you guys. This is a quick little video as I'm getting myself together here. Let's put this in, and it's a thing about Judas Priest. The thing about Judas Priest right now is they've released 2 records in a row, and I talked about this. I've talked about this extensively, and there I go again saying that same phrase. But I have talked about it a lot. Where the last 2 Judas Priest albums have in no way, shape, or form been disappointments. In fact, it's in my opinion, it's the exact opposite. I mean, the Firepower is an album that I love it. Yeah, I could listen to it. It's what I would consider a great album, and so is Invincible Shield. Um, and so what I did was I made my playlist. We've talked about it where I did one track after the other. First track from Firepower, first track from Invincible Shield, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and down the list. So they're 2 great records, and they just recently had this interview. Now we're going to be kind of watching this together at the same time, and we'll see what we think about this. There is a little bit of a question that I have when I saw the picture. So here, I'm going to play it, and then we'll kind of, maybe I might stop it and come back. I don't know, but I don't know if it plays all the way through. It's quick 8 minutes though, and we'll check this out. Here we go. Hold on a second. I don't know if we have any sound on that. Because I wasn't hearing anything. Let's see here.
I don't think this band needs any introduction. Rock royalty, up for Crown of Horns, best metal performance of the year. Congratulations. I have so many questions for you, Rob. I always love talking with you, but I'd love to hear from you how meaningful it is to get this nomination. You've been through so much as a band. You've been together 50 plus years, just celebrated the 50th anniversary of the first album. To be nominated in this year must be very special for you guys.
I think more than anything, it's an inspiration. It's an inspiration. I think that's what everybody gets at this event. To be inspired, to be motivated, 50 years later, we're still making metal. And when you come to this kind of thrilling environment, you just want to keep pushing ahead and making new, exciting things happen, which is what Judas Priest is doing yet again now.
Would anyone else like to answer the question about what this nomination means for you guys?
We're very proud. We always flown the flag for metal, and it's just wonderful to be nominated.
I bow down to you. I could ask you questions all day, but I know we have questions on the Zoom. Bobby Jones has a question for you.
Congratulations on the nomination. How exciting is it for you to see generations of fans come out to support you, like the children of the fans that you support you in the heyday, and even their children?
Well, it's always important, you know, being a younger guy in the band. I knew what it was like to be at the concert, seeing these guys and thinking, I want to do that, you know, and hopefully we can inspire younger kids now to do the same thing, and then they might go home and pick up a guitar. They might hear the music because of events like this. They might get turned onto it because of this. So it's an incredible honor, obviously, but it's incredibly important, I think, to pass the torch on to the next generation so this music can live on forever, you know?
Definitely. Congratulations.
We have Rogers Radio up next.
Hi, my name is Mel. We run the rock stations here in Canada, and our listeners just want to know if there are any Canadian rock bands you'd be interested in collaborating with or touring with.
There's so many. This is the great thing about the music industry. Musicians are always having an exciting opportunity to kind of move into each other's territory, whether it's rock and metal or whatever it might be. So the ideas are endless. There is always a new batch of metal talent that's constantly growing and developing. And so for a band like Priest, it's always about watch this space. You know, there's always something happening in our socials. So who knows where we might go next.
The Hollywood Moment, BJ Koros from the Hollywood Moment. Look at you dressed to impress.
Congratulations.
We can't hear you, Bobby. Or BJ, I mean. Still cannot hear you. You look great, though. Might have to go back.
Hello? Hello?
Spinal Tap moment.
Well, while I got you, where's your cat t-shirt? And how many cat t-shirts do you have?
I've lost count now. I've absolutely lost count.
You'd have no cat t-shirt on today, though.
No. I've got my ruby slippers on though.
Very, very
kind
cool.
Of you know, click those heels and win thing.
The other question, do we have any more questions, or I'll keep going?
Yes, can you hear me now?
The Daily Brewin.
Do you hear me now?
Where we did for a moment. I apologize.
The Hollywood Moment.
I apologize.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear BJ now, but I'm hearing
Okay.
this come out.
So,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
went off.
It's okay. It's all right. Who are you excited? Well, actually, I've been asking a lot of people what LA means to them. Obviously, we're celebrating LA tonight, and we're celebrating LA tonight because of the fires, everything that happened. We didn't even know what the Grammys would be like. LA is a real metal city. I'm sure you've had lots of memories here. What do you love about Los Angeles?
Well, for me, it's the success of joining these guys because I moved to LA from the East Coast in 1985.
Oh, wow.
And had I not done that, I wouldn't be here receiving a Grammy or nominated for a Grammy with the greatest heavy metal band in the world. And I'm proud to be in them, and LA was my ticket.
Awesome.
That's
Anyone
the
else?
joy about this town. Everybody's life as a musician, it's still a big draw for musicians, not only in America but around the world. This is where amazing things happen. You know, your careers can be launched from this beautiful town, Los Angeles. So LA is a big deal.
It is, as are you. Okay, and speaking of which, we got the Daily Brewin, which is UCLA's paper, and that will be the last question. I really appreciate you guys coming by. We're all so excited you're here. Go ahead, Reed.
Hello, congratulations on your latest nomination. The last time you were competing at the Grammys was 15 years ago when you won Best Metal Performance for Dissident Aggressor. You're nominated in the same category tonight. How do you feel that your music has evolved in the last 15 years?
Well, we got this guy in the band within the 15 years, and that's made a big difference, but Ian should answer.
It shows that we've been able to keep ourselves current and relevant through the years, you know. And the last nomination was for a song that I think was done, when was that, 1976, was it, something like that? And now we're getting nominated for something that was done just last year, you know. It shows that we've, it's what we strive for, to stay current and keep up to date. and keep with it if you know. It's a great honour. It really is.
Anyone else want to answer that before I let you guys go? How your music's evolved?
I can't hear. I can't hear.
It's just talking about how the music scene in metal has evolved.
Would you like to how the band has evolved?
I can't hear very well.
I think the fact that, as Ian has pointed out, the substance of this band goes from the beginning of where we originated from, and the way that we have always had an eye on what's happening around us. And as Ian has said, relevance and importance are always vital for, I think, any musician to feel that they're connected. And metal has been doing that for the last 5 decades for Judas Priest. If you look at any particular decade through Priest's life, you'll see something that shows you that we're in the groove, we're in the connectivity of it all. So whether we're breaking the law or living after midnight or being your turbo lover as we are today, your crown of horns, it's all really this thread, this heavy metal thread that is connecting, and it makes us feel great. It makes us feel good to still be here, still vital and doing what we love to do so much.
Feels good to have you here. I know I need to let you go because everybody is starstruck and wants to talk with you, but congratulations to all of you. I'm rooting for you guys, and let's just put it out there. We're getting you on RuPaul's Drag Race eventually. I'm on a mission.
All right. So yeah, it's great. I'm very happy that one of my all-time favorite bands has a place still in the metal scene, you know. And I mean, Maiden is my other band. I mean, let's just take a look up here. I mean, look at this. Just found out today, and I'll show you a picture of that. So there you go. There's the Live After Death, Eddie, and we just got these in. I showed you these recently. We got the Mummy Eddie and the Pharaoh Eddie, which is more from the Legacy of the Beast comic book stuff. And then, you know, up there we've got the Book of the Dead, and we've got the Senjutsu, and the Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. We've got the big Power Slave one up there, which obviously there's, you know, this one and that one echoes to that. Got the big Trooper one, and then the first 4 albums right up there. Iron Maiden, Killers, Number of the Beast, and Peace of Mind. Just, well, I'm getting ready to move things around here a little bit. That's also why we're doing this way. Today I'm getting ready to move things around, and so probably soon you'll be looking more at this kind of a view. Hi. Because I'm going to move my desk around, put some shelves up here so I can get a lot of these figures up there. Plus, I got my video game stuff here that I hang out with Go Game Go and talk about on there. And we can talk about some of that here too. We've got some Intellivision stuff up there. We've got then we've got some Genesis stuff here, and there is of course the games for the Amico. There we go, Dragon's Lair. One of my all-time favorites that I'm getting ready to do the second game and the Space Ace game in there too, but Nintendo games. And then we have the more PlayStation stuff down there with some Xbox stuff. And it's, I love video games. I've always loved video games. And still, one of my quick little stories that I always love to tell is when I was playing my TurboGrafx 16 and heard a track from Toto on the game Bloody Wolf. So that was kind of wild. So anyway, that is that. Let's get started with this. Let's get back to the vinyl that I picked up the other day. My friend, she picked up a copy of The Police. She picked up a vinyl copy used of Synchronicity. One of the last things that I acquired that day was this, just some album covers. There you go, Black and Blue by the Stones. Just the cover. I figured it'd be good something to hang up, you know, and have for decor. Also, how about this one? Marvin Gaye. That's great, man. Some great songs there. Um, and this one actually had vinyl in it too. He had this Joan Armatrading album. So I don't know what the vinyl's like, but the cover's in pretty good shape. And so I'll have to check out the vinyl. I can just put this in my collection instead of having it for just the cover. I can just put the whole thing in. We talked about one of the songs that I had on the and I'll tell you what, this is I should even mention this. This is from Frenchtown Records. That's where we went, which is downtown St. Louis. And I think I have the card is right here. So David Boykin is the owner, and he and I talked the other day. David Boykin. Right there's the card for Frenchtown Records. And it's a great, great shop. Lots of things. So let's just see if they have turntables, amplifiers, speakers, and more. They repair. They do repair work as well at their other location. And let's see what else they. But they have books. They've got even collectibles. They just expanded upstairs, which we were like, well, how do I get upstairs? And he said, right up in the front, there's a spiral staircase that goes upstairs. And then as we were looking around on the second floor at Frenchtown Records there, I look over and there's this other stairway and I'm like, okay, I thought he said we could go up again. So we go up again and that's where their whole CD selection is. Plus they have a room where they have all their 45s in boxes all throughout. And then you can even have a listening too. They've got a little turntable there and everything. So it's pretty cool. Frenchtown Records, downtown St. Louis. 1624 South Broadway is where that is. Although is that right? Yeah, I guess. But yeah, really cool place. David's really cool. And we met Carl the dog. So that was awesome. Another thing, so here's this other, I was going to talk about this too. I showed you all the different Eddie things. This is a new one that's coming out. This is the Aces High Eddie, of course, from the opening track to Power Slave. And I'm thinking about it. Here's another shot of it. That seems worthwhile. There's a couple of them out there that I'm like, yeah, I don't need to get that one or this one. They're getting expensive, you know. And then I just listened to the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Look at this artwork. I loved this. This was cool. Really cool artwork. And he's got the albatross in the hand. And it's really, what a great song. Also, today I had a note from my daughter who mentioned that Gary Owens had passed. It's been almost a month already since he passed. Gary Owens, of course, is a gentleman who was a on-air announcer but also did a lot of cartoon voices as well. First one being Roger Ramjet. And I talk about this because this is something that I'd like to do. Then he went on and did game show things and many other cartoons, Space Ghost, and many others. And here he is in later years here. And he passed away at, was it 80? He was 80 when he passed. There he is. I didn't know he was a Green Bay Packer fan. So there's Roger Ramjet in the back. You can see. And there's Powdered Toast Man. Because that was one of the voices he did. And also in the background there, you see Blue Falcon off his other shoulder. And that was another character from Dynomutt that he did. And then it takes me back to Phil Harris. This is a gentleman who was known very well in my childhood years for doing voices in Disney films, starting with Baloo, and then Thomas O'Malley when they did Aristocats, and then Robin Hood, which is my favorite, and I just watched that recently when he did Little John. Then he would then go on to do the voice of Baloo again when they had Tailspin, when they did all the Disney cartoons back then in the 90s. And so, yeah, Phil Harris. I stopped by his star on the Walk of Fame when I was out in Hollywood years ago. So, anyway, back to the vinyl that I picked up. I just mentioned it, and this is in such good condition. And it was only $7.99, and I've been holding off picking this up because I never find a good copy of it. But it's Carrie Livgren, and there you go. Yeah, I love this record, Seeds of Change. This is the one that has the one I just was talking about. It has the Mask of the Great Deceiver on here. And then he had another track on the next record that he worked together again with another artist. Now this one, I couldn't pass it up. It was, I don't know why, but it was $3.99. Has two great songs on it. I got a copy of it that wasn't in such great condition not long ago, but this one is in great condition, seemed. And so I picked up Katrina and the Waves right there. How about that? This is I was just telling a friend of mine about this too, because of course it's got Walking on Sunshine on it, but Do You Want Crying, which is the second song on it, that is the track I really like. I like the other one too, but and then this one may go to my dear friend. I kind of bought it to give to her just because it's such a great record, and this was in pretty good condition, and only $6.99. Let's see. Produced by John Boylan and the Little River Band. It is Sleeper Catcher. And this is the album that has Reminiscing on it, and also has Lady is another one. But it's got Light of Day, Fall from Paradise, Red-Headed Wildflower, which is a great, great song. So Many Paths, Sanity Side, Shut Down Turn Off, and One for the Road, which is just a great laid-back tune at the end of the album. Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher. If you haven't heard this record, do yourself a favor. I believe it's 1979, 79 or 78. And just a fantastic record. So, so good. So, so good. So anyway, that was what I picked up there. And I guess what we could do is get started with this. Now, again, this is an open chat day. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask, just go for it. Because otherwise, I think what we're going to do is just kind of hang out and put these records in. I've got a lot of records now. These new ones, I still need to put in. So what we can do is we can do that together. Because like I say, I just want to leave this open. I'm just going to kind of leave myself here. Here's something else I picked up the other day. Did I tell you about this? Because I have many I have many Beats headphones. Just the way it worked out. I call these are my, I gotta look at these. And all these weird lights I've got in here, I can't tell. But I think these are my blue ones. So what I want to do is give them all names. Of course, probably the red ones are, what should I call the red ones? I got to figure out something. But I picked up these. These should be nice little hooks that I have some hooks that have dragonflies, but I thought these might be a little bit nicer and not so, so I bought a color for each one. Now this color is a little too campy of a blue. It's more of it's a real cyan blue. It's not a super good royal blue. It's pretty damn close though, but it's not rich enough. It's got a little too cyan in it. But anyway, but I bought a color for each. Now I've got a real rich blue spray paint that I'll probably spray paint this thing. Make it a little cooler looking. But then I have a little a sign, metal sign that I have that I'm gonna mount on some wood, and we'll put it on there. So yeah, I have a red pair. Still have to name those. Still have to name these blue ones, I do believe. And then I've got Black Betty. I'd like to give them all women names if I can, but I gotta. Oh, I think we'll just call these Blue Jade is what we're gonna call these. What a beautiful song that is by Glenn Hughes. If you've never heard it, check it out. So anyway, but I got those and I'm getting ready to mount those. And those I'll put in here somewhere so you'll get to see those hanging up. In the meantime, let's start. I got to get these new ones put in. I don't know if I really want to. I don't know. I suppose I should put in. I have my. Let's see. I have my list up, and let's see what we've got here. Should have it right here. There it is. Vinyl archive. I've got my sheet, my spreadsheet full of all my vinyl. And what we're going to do is we're right near the L's. So we're going to put in, maybe what I can do is do this. And I can let you guys see that. And I'll see what it looks like when I'll go back and see if I'm on there. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, so there you go. There you have it. Get to the right thing here. So we got to get to the Little River Band. There we go. Sleeper Catchers. So we've already got it listed. It is 1978. The producer is John Boylan and the Little River Band on Harvest Records. It's an LP, and I have 2 copies already. So now at this point I have three copies. So what I'm going to do is I already picked one up recently that was in pretty good condition. Maybe I'll check that one out for her too. And then what I'll do is I'll put 3rd copy, and then I'll put in Frenchtown Records. All right, Frenchtown Records, and I bought it for, what was it? What did I say it was? $6.99. What was it? I thought it was cheaper than that, but maybe that's, yeah, $6.99. All right. So I can put that in, $6.99. All right. So that's done. Katrina and the Waves. I think I put that in. So here we'll go back up here. K.A. Katrina and the Waves. There we go. From 1985, Pat Collier, or is it Collier? Pat Collier and Katrina and the Waves on Capitol Records. It's an album, and let's get rid of that, and we'll put a 2 in there because we have 2 copies of it now. So I got it at Planet Score. Looks like, let's see. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put in. Let me see here. No worries. And then we'll put in 2nd copy. All right. We got at Frenchtown. Whoop. Records. All right. And it was how much? Did I say $3.99, right? $3.99. My typing skills aren't horrid, but they aren't something you really want to watch. Okay. So now let's get to the next one. What was the next one we had? Ah, yes, Carrie Livgren. All right, so that's right here in the same area. All the same neighborhood right here. Shows you where I was looking, right? There we go. Now this is going to be a new one, so we're going to have to add a row, and we'll add another row, and we'll choose this one, and we're going to go to the cell. Let me see. Let's see here. That's weird. Text. Okay. So the cell. All right, and then we'll do the color is, well, we'll just make it nothing. Right? Did I do that right? No. Okay, so white, I guess. All right, and then we will do it that way. All right, and then we have to make this one, and this one, and this one. Whoops, I'm not doing it right. That one, and that one, and that one, and this one. We need to make those gray. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. And we're going to put in Carrie Livgren. Oops, forgot it. Got to do it. All caps. All right, there we go. All right, we got seeds. Whoop. Change, seeds of change. I've never had this album, so it's like, wait, what's the name of it? And let's see, I think this was 1984, but we'll find out for sure. Usually what I do is I get on, or it might have been earlier than that. Usually what I do is I get on Discogs. Let's get on Discogs and we'll see what that says, shall we? Put in Livgren. All right. There it is, Seeds of Change. 1980. Look at that, 1980. Producer was Brad Aaron and Carrie Livgren. All right, so we'll put that in. All right. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Carrie Livgren, there it is, 1980. We'll tab that over. And then Brad Aaron. That's not a name. I'm not familiar with that name. Brad Aaron. Aaron. All right. And it is on. What's the Kirshner? That's right. Same as Kansas. Duh. So we'll just say that. That's all we have to put in because it's already been in. It's an LP. And we have one copy. All right. Purchased at Frenchtown Records. And it was $7.99. All right. And let's just tell them, I mean, I can do this too. What was the date? What was that? The 30th? Is that? No, that's January. Crappy cola. No. 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 No, 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 no. All right, close. Hold on. I'll figure this out. We're just hanging. Remember, ask me a question. If you got a question on something, ask me. We're just going to kind of hang today. And see what we got. Really, was it the 20th? Yeah, it was the 27th. Okay. That's cool. 2/27. All right. There we go. So now they're all logged in. So that's good. So now we can, that means I can move on with this integration and stuff. We'll see how far we get. I don't know. We'll see. But let me get back to use guys so I can know what's happening. PJ, what's up? How you doing? Are we talking about George Lowe? George Lowe? Well, Gary Owens. George Lowe. Yeah, see, George Lowe was the new guy, right? That's what's happening. So isn't that weird? Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I need to get the, yeah, George Lowe is who we're talking about. You are right. And it was February 12th, 2015 is when Gary Owens passed. So yes, we are talking about, thank you, PJ. Thank God you're here because you just saved my ass. So yes, he had done the newer stuff. George Lowe. Wow. Yeah. So how old was George? Not very. 67. Voice actor. Suffered from health problems in recent years, was 67 years old. It's like my friend who just passed. George Lowe, voice actor of the cult favorite Adult Swim series Space Ghost Coast to Coast, has died. A representative confirmed to the AV Club. Friends reported Lowe had been suffering from illness for some time before his death on Sunday. He was 67 years old. George Lowe's family has been grief-stricken and unable to respond regarding his passing on March 2nd, 2025. Until now, the actor's family shared in a statement to the AV Club on Wednesday. George Lowe had elective heart surgery, and as he recovered, was met with many challenges over the past few months. His family and friends have been by his side in support and care for him. The family will honor his wishes and his exceptional life with a private celebratory service. Wow. Yeah, he was I'm just wondering what else had he done? I mean, he was on that. He was on the Brack show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Perfect Hair Forever, and he did Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. That's pretty wild. Impressive. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, colon movie, film for theaters, and Robot Chicken, another great show. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, George Lowe was a big part of my kids' childhood. I didn't watch the Space Ghost Coast to Coast when it was out. It just wasn't my style, and I didn't know how to feel about it because I was a Space Ghost fan, and it's like the movies that came out about Miami Vice or whatever it was. Starsky and Hutch. I wasn't into those films because they just were a joke of the things that I grew up loving, right? So I remember her putting it. Yeah, she had George Lowe in her text this morning. Was the new Space Ghost? Yeah, Gary Old. Yeah, right. So thank you very much for helping me get that straight. Probably wouldn't be Adult Swim if it wasn't for Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Good point. PJ, did you have the albums that they put out, like the Brack album and the barbecue album, and they had the Hawaiian, like the Hawaiian Luau album as well? Those are priceless. I love those. Those are great, man. The Brack stuff on those are wonderful. I mean, when you think about Brack from the original, and then you hear him with an almost like Mater's cousin voice, and it's just, oh man, it's hilarious. I love, oh, I love potatoes. That's a great one. And then when they do the learn to speak Italian. Oh man. You can watch them out on YouTube. In fact, I should probably look those up. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. Let's see what we got here. The Musical Barbecue. That's the one where it's kind of a luau. Or no, that's the one where it's outdoors. It's the barbecue. I don't know if they have the full. Yeah, Space Ghost Musical Barbecue. Yeah. So let me see if I can. I smell turkey. Copy link. I'm definitely gonna have to capture some of that for future shows, because man, those are great. Those are great. The Brack show you have on DVD, really? I think who else? I think my friend had the, or maybe just the CD. There's a link there, folks, for the barbecue. And then I wonder if they have the other one out here, Cartoon Planet. Yeah, that's hilarious stuff. Then what was the other one called? Full album. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, we'll find it. We'll find it. Let's see here. That's really weird. I thought maybe I would find it faster than this. Oh my God. Yeah, some of the stuff they did on there. There's a neat looking album cover. Band called Ghost on Mars. Is it heavy? Huh. I'd have to hear more to know. Don't know if I'm a huge fan of the vocals. I don't know. Kind of a cool album cover, though. Ghost on Mars. The album is called Out of Time and Space. If I'm going to listen to something, though, that's out of space, I think I probably want to listen to Space Metal by Star One. If you haven't heard that, whoo, mama, do it. It's good. Very good. Barbecue. Shoot, what's the name of the other one? Oh, I guess I could look on my. I have it on my albums. Put in Space Ghost. Type in Space Ghost. See what we got here. Oh, Surf and Turf. That's the name of it. Space Ghost, Surf and Turf. Duh. Surf and Turf. Yeah. So I've been listening to this gentleman for decades. Yeah. So let me put that one in too. Copy that link. Copy. All right. We'll drop that in for you guys. There you go. Check that out too. The dad on the Brack show was hilarious. The Cuban acting guy. That was George Lowe. Oh, wow. You will go down a hole if you start watching Space Ghost on YouTube. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'm kind of surprised, though, because I'm a big fan of the Power Records stuff, and I have a bunch of those. I don't have all of them, but I have a good more than a handful of those. And it's kind of interesting that Hanna-Barbera never jumped into that, where they would, have their characters out there in those books. They'd have a comic book with the 45 record, the 7-inch record. Some of them, when they were recorded, were pretty cheesy. I would like to I'd like to redo those, so I might be redoing those. But I do want to get some other people to help me with those. But it'd be a volunteer basis. It would not, it's nothing I can afford to do, anything, just if a couple of guys want to have some fun and really, make it worthwhile, that would be kind of cool. I did that with a friend of mine. But there's I have one where it's Captain America and the Falcon, and I'm not the guy to do the Falcon's voice. I mean, I'd like to be able to do that. I'd like to be able to jump around and do different kinds of voices like that. And maybe if I work on it, I can. But that's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing, though, as I get ready to retire from my current position. I look forward to doing voiceover work and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you in touch. So anyway, that is that. All right. Well, keep it up, PJ. If you got any other questions, you got any things you want to ask, you want to talk about, let me know. George Lowe, yeah. And thanks again for that too. That helped me out. And let's see, I got you that. You guys interested in this? Checking out this Ghost on Mars? I don't know. If you like Ghost, I suppose, might be something that I'll put a link in here, and then what I really need to do too is put in a link for the one song. Yeah, they were neat. Now, here's my big thing too, PJ. Do you did you know that they Peter Pan Records did Kojak stories too? They recorded that stuff, and I'm like, what? Kids records? You did a multiple? I think they did more than one Kojak album. I probably am not going to get to this integration. I'll do it special. I won't leave you out, guys. We will do this integration together. I just don't know that it's going to happen right now, because all of a sudden I'm on, as PJ said, I'm on a dive now. Look at this. I gotta put this in for you guys. Now here's some I'm going to put in Peter Pan. It seems weird to put in Kojak and Peter Pan on the same. There it is. Power Records. Okay, so I think one is side 1 and one is side 2. So let's see here. Okay, so Kojak Kids record. I'll just give you the one that's the whole thing. This is because I can't wait to listen to it now. Jeez. This is strange, What kids want? Who loves you, baby? Could you imagine, you're walking around back in those days, and you're like me. All right, let's just say me. I'm walking around, got my hair slicked back because I don't want to shave my head, but I'm walking around with a sucker in my mouth, and my mom's making dinner, and I come in and I go, "Who loves you, baby?" I'm sorry. There you go. There's the link for the Kojak. And let's just do the rest, shall we? What do you think, PJ? I'll just start. So, did they do others like Mannix have a record, or Canon? That's beautiful. I don't think so. I think it was just Kojak. I think because Kojak was Kojak. I mean, wow, look at that. Power Records. So, okay, Mark of the Man Wolf, and then, okay, yeah, thank you. This is like, oh, this must be, okay, so, oh no. Okay, so, I mean, I'm assuming this is a real album cover. So, unless they just compiled it. Because okay, so hold on a second. How can I do this? I'm going to take a screenshot. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, hi. I just went away, didn't I? Because I yanked the camera accidentally. I demand a Barnaby Jones record. Oh, dude, that's great. Oh, yeah, that would be Kolchak. That'd be great. That'd be great. Oh, man. Kolchak. I got to watch those again now. I have them on Blu-ray now, so I should pull that out and check them out. Okay, so because okay, I'll see how well this shows up. I'm gonna have to if you can read this, I don't know if you can. I'll put this up to the screen though. Look at what this says. Plus the Fantastic Four. So this one is, I own that one. The Incredible Hulk, I own that one. And Captain America and the Hawk. Not the Falcon. The Hawk. You see it right there in yellow and black. And the Phoenix shall rise. So that is a big mistake. I don't know who did that. I don't know if that's a real album cover, because it all looks, I think it's real, because that's what they looked like. And there's the Power Records logo there. That is really, wow. And the Hawk. Wow. And I thought I got upset when people misspelled my name. What was the Hawk? It was a mistake. The Hawk. Oh man, that's brutal. All right, so what I'm going to do now is let me look that up and see Power Records. Let's put in Spider-Man. And see what it comes up with. Because there's the, wow, okay. So here's one of them. There's one of the records somebody is selling. There was another one that came out that had, let's see what it has on it. The Mad Hatter, Return of the Conquistador, The Abominable Showman, and The Bells of Doom. Okay. And then they have one with Lizard Men. Maybe that's the one that's The Bells of Doom. And they want $17 for that record. But I do not see the other. I don't see the other album cover. Oh, we should just go back to Discogs is really what I had to do. We should just do it that way. Discogs, Spider-Man. Let's see what we got here. Discogs. That's not really what I want, but that's okay. I'll just put in Spider-Man. Whoop. Remember your dash. I'm going to put in Power Records. See what that does. All right. So it's coming up and there. Okay. So there it is. It's a real cover. Oh my God. It really does say the Hawk. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. All right. I'm going to save these images. It does say the Hawk. How do you do that? How do you okay, never mind. Because now we're in the open field of Star Wars now, right? It's like, how do they let them make those movies? It's like, who double checked this? Power Record, Spider-Man. So yeah, what they did was on that record is they compiled the a few of those books and records together. So it was the whole. Yeah, I own the book and record of every one of those. So I'll put in cover. Wow, that's frigging hilarious. And the Captain America one was the first one that I ever had. I got the Fantastic Four and the Hulk much later. Let me see if I can find this here. Power Rack, there it is. All right, well, let's put in back because it has a back cover. You should, if you guys are ever looking for information on a record, you just go to Discogs. It's got records, CDs, cassettes, everything's listed. Probably 8 tracks are listed. That's where I got the picture. I think that's probably where I got the. Yep, I know that's where I got the picture of the Dog Soldier 8-track tape. Power Records label 1 and Save image as. Where is it? Label 1, label 2, label 1, label 2, label 1, label 2. I just watched Wayne's World the other day. Love that movie. Love it, love it, love it. We said it was from both of us. Oh, man. All right, so let me see if I can get these in here real quick. Let's bring these in. And I'll show them to you. I shall show them to you. All right, and I think, I gotta remember where I put those. I thought they were down below there, but I don't see them now. Maybe they're up there. I'm seeing something up there. Maybe that's it. Let's see if that is it. All right, so here you go. Here's the front cover. There you go, and you can see it clearly says Captain America and the Hawk. Oh, that's not cool. Look at this. What is that? Peter Warmouth? Is that? I love it when people wrote on their records. I don't know if I ever did that, but how sad. Then here's the back cover. So they also had a man thing, and you can see there's your Captain America and the Falcon, all the way to the left there on the bottom, and they had a Planet of the Apes one too. I never had that one. I think my friend did though, and he had the man thing, I think too. But yeah, and this is what the labels looked like. There you go. Power Records. That's such a great logo. I love that logo. The Mark of the Man Wolf and the Hulk. I tell you, that Hulk one is woof. It's a rough mix. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll redo those and get them out there for you. What do you think about that? Monster series had to be great. I wonder if there was a Godzilla one. I have a Star Trek one. I have a Star Trek one, and I also have a Superman, and I have another Spider-Man, which is the Attack of the Lizard Men. And then I have Star Trek. Yeah, I think that's it. I should look right over here and see if that's... I don't think that's them, though, up there, but it could be. Let's take a look. Sorry for the mess, and it takes me a second to do this without killing myself or any of my possessions. No, those are magazines. I am going to get into some of these, though, with you guys. This will be a nice little time to talk about this. This is one of my favorite artists in comics, and unfortunately, he passed away many years ago. But you all know this from the Disney movie, Rocketeer. Dave Stevens, just amazing, amazing work by that gentleman. All the way from, this kind of a stylized illustration stuff to these photo-looking pieces that he did. Just amazing stuff. Really, really. Oh, yeah. Yes. Alex Ross, amazing stuff. My son, I think, in fact, got the Alex Ross book a while back. So, yeah, everything from this. There you go. Just incredible stuff. And the thing I like about this too is sharing it with my dad, because he's a big fan of these classic planes. Just really, really cool. So if you've never read the comics, or any of that stuff, it's beautiful. When I see this stuff, it's as beautiful as when I was looking at Paul Galassi for the first time. Just his stuff was incredible the first time I ever saw it. These are some old magazines. I bought the the video that talks about this magazine, the Cream movie, where they did a bunch of interviews talking about how Cream came to be. And this was a really cool time for the Who. Because when was this magazine? Let's see, 82. Wow. Yeah, that's 82. Let me see. Yeah, I saw the Who in 89. So yeah, this was more like when they did that tour. It was like Schlitz, I think. Schlitz, they did a tour. I have the poster somewhere. And they did that tour that was promoted by Schlitz beer. Circus Magazine. This is a classic. Guns N' Roses rocks America and gets in a bunch of trouble in St. Louis. That was 1988, and there you go. And Justice for All. What a great tour that was. Got to see Queensryche open up, and this is Monsters of Rock tour was going on with Van Halen and Metallica and Kingdom Come, Scorpions, Dokken. It's just crazy. All the bands on that. Monsters of Rock, From the Camera's Eye, The Sound of and the Fury, Van Halen, Scorpions, Dokken, Metallica, Kingdom Come, Cross America. See, I got them all. What do you know about that? There you go. So these are some things that I want to go through too down the line. We'll talk about some of these old magazines and some of the stuff, because man, this was the time. I mean, look at this. Adrian Vandenberg right there. How about that? That's a talented guy, man. Great guitar player, also a graphic designer. Did their album covers, designed their logo for Vandenberg. Is this, there you go, look at that. There's a classic ad for Vivian Campbell for Kramer guitars. It's it's a little tough to look at some of these sometimes because everybody was so young, and that's when I was so young. And there you go, Greg Bissonette and Pearl back when he was with David Lee Roth. And I was just looking at something I had the other day. I met Greg Bissonette a few years ago down in Nashville. Look at this. This mixes two of my favorites, comic books and music, in this magazine called Musician. Look at this cover. We just saw Rob Halford, and speaking about how young he was then, as opposed to how he is, now. He still sounds fantastic. The albums are great. And stuff. It's just, he doesn't do that anymore. But he's got a Hulk arm, and then they have other musicians inside that have other comic book anatomy. Let's see, where is it? Super Egos, page 58. Let's see what else they've got in here. You gotta love the lap flap, right? God, I hate the lap flap. Let's see. Almost there. 58. There you go. Oh, they don't have other parts attached to them. They just have people that are similar. So they liken, oddly enough, in the cover, they've got Rob Halford and the Hulk, but in here, they've got the Hulk with Ozzy Osbourne. And they have Conan with David Lee Roth. And they've got Wolverine and Ted Nugent, and Wonder Woman and Joan Jett, and The Thing and Meatloaf. Let's see if I can show you that one. The Thing and Meatloaf. And what's down here at the bottom? Cheap Trick and the Archies. Whoops. How about that? God. Oh, man. How do you do all these? Whatever. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, so I'll have to go through this. Man, look at that. That was a killer time for Priest right there, man. Wow. Just, I mean, I get, you know, I feel badly for Glenn Tipton. He was there, and that is fantastic. I'm just, it's just, I'm just sorry that he's not, just can't be all there, you know. Because he was such a life force in that interview that I got to be a part of on their Turbo tour, and he was just so cool. Now this was a spinoff book from, I think, Hit Parader, is where this magazine came to life. I think it was an offshoot, and I don't quite know, but it's called Faces. And there you go. On this cover, you got Steven Tyler, you've got Eddie Van Halen, Rob Halford, David Lee Roth, and Ozzy on the cover. This is a summer tour preview, and it's from 1986. It just, there you go. The big centerfold, not the kind of centerfold that I'm in love with, but there you go. Hot diggity. But yeah, oh man, there you go, right there. That's Priest back in that 1982 Screaming for Vengeance album. Here's another copy of another. I got a few of these. And then look at this, they do a whole fold out poster on the back. There you go, Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars. And of course, on the flip side, you got David Lee Roth. David Lee, not quite that Roth anymore, unfortunately. I mean, he had a tough time being David Lee Roth back in the day when he played live. And there you go. There's Motley Crue along with Ozzy and Jakey Lee right there on tour. And Kevin DuBrow and the Cars. How about that? It's kind of a wild mashup there. Ooh, they're talking about a VHS for $30 of Rainbow live Between the Eyes. That's a great record. Straight Between the Eyes. If you never heard that one, it's great. They do a review of Serious Moonlight by David Bowie, a video, and Maze. Oh my gosh. Wow, Maze. Yeah, featuring Frankie Beverly, who just passed away not long ago. Wow, that's kind of wild. That's what I kind of like about these old magazines is you're looking through and you see things about bands that you're into now, but you weren't into then or never even heard of then. That was that's amazing. So yeah, Faces. There you go. Big article about Ronnie James Dio. So there you go. And here's a cool one with Weird Al in the logo. How about that? My Lost Weekend with Van Halen. Ooh, and look at that. Hagar and Schoen from HSAS. Hagar and Schoen, Aronson and Shreve. And here's their poster this time was two guitar players from Scorpions. We got Matthias Jabs and Rudolf Schenker. And then, oh, look at that. They have a Scorpions fold out poster and a Klaus Meine photo. Look at that. Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap, Eddie and Alex Van Halen, Rat, and then they have Cyndi Lauper. That's a great mix up. I'm not complaining about that. I love Cyndi Lauper. I think she's great. It's just funny to, and then of course there's Culture Club. Well, maybe, you know, maybe Cream put out Faces. I don't know. Maybe that was theirs. Nana. Look at that. St. Louis's own Rich Fortis, who ended up being in Guns N' Roses, of course, and many other things. He kept himself busy after he went out and recorded with the local band from here called The Eyes, and then they had to change their name. I think because of Eyes, which had Tony McAlpine and the vocalist. Come on. It was with, wow, that's terrible. Anyway, moving on. They had to change their name to the Pale Divine. So, and then he kept himself very busy doing different things like that, like touring with Nana and stuff like that. So it's great. It's great. Now, as far as this is the original Star-Lord. So when you see Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy, this is what Star-Lord was originally. That's what he looked like. This is a black and white comic book magazine that I would later end up getting a color version of it in the size of a regular comic book with a nice cardboard cover, a very thick cardstock cover. And then also a Marvel preview. That was a Marvel preview of Star-Lord. And then, let's see, this is number 11. And this is number 2. Marvel preview presents with the Punisher. That's a really, really cool stuff. And see, and then it's got the Executioner. That was Mac Bolan stuff. The exclusive interview with Don Pendleton. So if you're not familiar with the Executioner, check that out. Mac Bolan is his name, and here you go. This is the reason. Here you go, right here on the cover. I have this comics feature. I've saved this for years because it's got John Byrne. And if you look at this artwork, and you look at the artwork, let's see if I can dig it out. I just buried it. Let's see if I can get it. But if you look at this artwork, it's very similar. So look at this. You can see there the Hulk, and there they are. And there's how that is. And then look at this. You put this in here, and it's very similar. But it is not John Byrne. It's so strange. Always thought it was. And then I looked, and it was not. And I felt silly. Kind of like today when we got started. With the George Lowe thing. Thank God for PJ. So yeah. Oh, PJ had to get rolling. Had to jet for dinner. You are welcome. Thank you. And anybody else have any questions? Just chat me in a question, and we'll chat about something while I am finishing up here and looking. You know what we're going to do for now, too, though, so that I have to kind of do this first. Before I do this whole putting these away. Wow. I got a bunch of these that I need to put in. I got to see if I put those in. John Anderson. I have to see if I put that into my list here and stuff, because I've got a lot of things that I purchased, and I try to put them in as fast as I can so that I can get them put in. But let's see what we got. John Anderson, 3 ships. Yeah, okay. So I have it. I've got it there. Okay. And yep, that's the one I bought. Okay, good. I just need bags. Shall we get some bags out? I think we should get some bags out. Hey, if anybody does know of any vendors, speaking of bags, that do these kind of bags, let me know, because I really am dying to get some of these bags made. It would be so cool if I could get hammer away bags to send out to you guys. That I think would be really bitchin'. But like I say, it just folds up. Now that I've gotten everything out, got to get my receipt out. Yeah, you just fold this back. Let's see if we can do this right. Let's see. We should probably go backwards, I think. You fold it back. You fold it in thirds, like that. And like that. And then you just roll it out like that. Come on now, stay together. And you guys get back up here. There we go. Just roll it back up. Not the best job. I did it better before. I'm trying to do it on me. Doesn't work very well that way. And there you go. And it just tucks back into itself. And your whole record bag then slides right into your pocket. And you're ready to go shopping. I used to use my Marvel bag to go and do the shopping, but it was just too bulky and it just, I don't know. I shouldn't feel silly. I'm a big Marvel fan. I shouldn't feel silly, but kind of did walking into a shop with that. But there you go. Then you can just put that in your pocket. Boom. I wonder what PJ's having for dinner. I got plenty of chicken and stuff upstairs. I gotta have some more of that. Yeah. So in the move, I bought me some of these clips so I can get my cables all together, because if you guys could look underneath here, you would freak out. It is a rat's nest of cables in there. My son's much better at that than I. He got all of his stuff in order and did that. But once I get moved and I get everything in order, I'm dying to play some of this with you guys on the show. This is one of my favorite movies, and we just talked not long ago about it, it has been rewritten for an album with all female roles taking over all the male roles in the show, in the story, shall we say. Yeah, so that's the way that is. All right, so we've got that. We've got all of this. So what I've got is to take all of this, and I was going to use this. Let's see if we can while we're here. I got to not ruin my classic magazines that I saved all these years. There, see how that works. Does that look pretty good? All right. We're standing up and we're much higher. So, like I say, it's unfortunate that these cables for these cameras aren't very long. And there we go. All right. There we are. And there we have it. And there we go. Oh, wow. Why are you so like that? Don't be like that. Be more like that. There you go. So hopefully soon we can get most of this stuff cleared out. And because also the other game that I was really dying to play with you guys on the show is the Kiss Pinball. I had that out not long ago, and I was hoping to be playing that, but haven't gotten that one worked out yet. So this is where the other voiceover stuff happens. I got my recording device here, the Zoom unit, and all the whatnots that you need to do that. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. What was in this bag? I've forgotten what was in this bag. Such a mess. But if anybody's got any questions, let me know. Let me know. Oh, this is another one of those cameras. Inexpensive cameras that they had at Menards. It's a Pro Scan camera that's a lot like the other small cameras, the GoPro camera. That's what it's like. So we got lots of stuff that I'm trying to get sorted so that I don't have all this junk in here and get it straightened out. So there we go. Now what I should do is probably turn this up and maybe also find my, hey, Salvatore, what's up? Hopefully you could help me out too. Is is it loud enough when I'm walking over here, or is it really way too low when I walk away? I should get my headphones on and use that microphone, but I just was wondering if it's loud enough. Let me know. Let me know. Love these speakers. These are great, but again, doesn't belong in here. Now here's something that you guys probably deserve to see, especially since I call myself Viking Stew. There's a gentleman that I know that I know through work who brought this to work. Ta-da! So you should tell me, Salvatore, should I wear this from now on, or just start the show with it from now on? Or I know I can't wear it right now because I'll keep bending over and it'll keep falling off. And then my sister-in-law, of course, bought me the one with the beer cans on the side. Yeah, there is way too much stuff in here. And look at that. Are you guys ready for this? If anybody needs to drive around Britain, I'm all set. From 2011. Not much has changed, I don't think, since 2011. But we shall see. So anyway, but I love these boxes, the hefty boxes, because they all hold video games. So I have my PlayStation box here, so I got to put that away for now while I'm waiting to get that all set up so I can play for you guys. But yeah, so there we go. And then hopefully I can get that up for you guys real soon and we can play. So what I'm going to do is get this stuff together. I'll let you guys get rolling. You guys, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. In the meantime, I'll get these records together, and soon we will get this integrated and we will be ready to rock. Let me get this going for our out. La 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 la. And we'll get things underway for our leader. So remember, take it easy. Keep rocking on. Be ready. We'll be doing this integration here probably within a couple of days. And we'll get things together. So how about that for a visual? But enjoy your evening. I'll see you back out here on YouTube on Go Game Go here soon. And remember, when you walk out your door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. Just remember that. Keep it cool and keep it real.
Can you dig